Welcome to Freestyling It at Sharing the Discovery. I'm Julia, and I'm really glad you're here. This is a short video highlighting a couple items from our week that we found to be especially interesting and enjoyable. And so here we go. What did you love about learning this week, Judah? Or what did you find fun?
We just set off rockets at CoOp. Amen.
Did you just say amen?
I love playing at the playground.
At CoOp as well?
Yep. Yeah. And amen.
And amen. So this week our unit study was on photography, talking about what makes up a photograph, as well as looking at art through photographs, and how photography is an art form. Doing the Pixal pictures.
Yeah. It's a flower, Mama.
That's right. We discovered that the Pixel pictures were flowers. So the Pixel picture, that's not easy to say. And so the Pixel picture that I referenced was this project. I can put the link below where I found this Pixel picture, and this gave a really wonderful and fun illustration of what actually makes up a photograph and all the little blocks of color that when put together create a larger picture. And the kids pretty much did these on their own, but I did help fill in a bit of the color on this one in particular.
Mama, can you do some floors?
And this was another highlight, I think, for all of us. We did these in the evening. We just did a couple pages each night this week. And these were very simple. These are like for beginners, where they actually have the pictures at the bottom that correlate to what they're looking for. And both of my kids enjoyed using this as kind of closing our day. When we would normally actually read a chapter book, we took a break from reading a chapter book this week and instead did a couple pages of I Spy right before bed. This week's unit study, like all of our week's unit studies, is inspired by the pamphlet that we get in the mail, God's Big World, and the unit study was on photography. And the article highlighted was this photographer and how he captures pictures of waves. That is just a stunning picture. The really neat thing about having God's Big World as a resource to be able to give ideas for learning is that it brings me out of what I might consider my rut or what I might default to in planning a unit study. I don't think I ever would have thought about photography as making that a unit study, and yet it was really neat. It broadened my vision of photography. I do not consider myself a photographer at all. I rarely think, oh, this is a great time for a picture. Like, I don't think in those ways, or haven't really thought in those ways, but I just find it really fun to be stretched in this way. And as I've said in previous videos, I find a book that's related to the topic, and the book that I've been reading this week is called Within the Frame: The Journey of Photographic Vision. This is by David Duchovny, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have found his photographs absolutely inspiring. I find myself, even when I've been capturing videos for this week, it's just kind of informed the way I have taken pictures and the way I've captured and represented the world around me through what I'm seeing. When I read any given book, there are certain things that jump out and like, oh, that's really interesting, or I find that compelling or inspiring, but I never have like reached for a notebook and written it down. I've been inspired by Sarah Mackenzie and her book, Teaching from Rest, and how she said that's what she does when she reads, or what she tries to do when she reads. And so I'm trying to implement that more this week. And so I did. I've been writing things down. So let me just share one of the quotes with you that has really resonated with me. Photographers, like artists in all disciplines, face a temptation to fall more deeply in love with the way we create our images than with the images themselves and the reasons for those images. And Duchovny is talking about making images that are deeply impactful for the viewer. And my mind expanded on that a little bit and about how we're all made in the image of God. And I brought that into how I view my children and even how we approach learning together, and how I can become very enamored with the way we're learning together and forget to become more enamored with my children themselves. So that was a real, like, just a call to attention for me. Photographers like artists in all disciplines. I love being able to think of myself as an artist, or as a co-artist, really, with God in the formation of these little human beings. And I've picked out one more quote to share with you that I think is really compelling. The best photographs contain a number of elements that had to come together in that 1/60th of a second to make the image. It's rare that you won't have to wait for that. Well, thanks for joining us in this video as we give a little window into our learning from this week. And if you're interested in more videos, please check out my channel or subscribe, as I'm hoping to put out a video most weeks going forward.